Ladies and gentlemen, yes, you are correct. You have fallen into heaven because you are listening to episode number 37 of the Switch It Up Show. My name is Glenn, and I will be your host today, and I am joined by my wonderful friend, my partner in crime, the man with a plan, Mr. Cetrav.
Hey, buddy, how you doing today?
I'm doing very, very well. How about yourself, sir?
I'm doing great. I've got that itch for the Switch this week, let me tell you.
Awesome, man. That's what I like to hear. That is what I live for. We got a jam-packed show. Another episode full of all types of new releases. We got news. We got reviews. We got a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But we're going to go ahead and let this music run through so we can burn off some of this energy. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and slide right into a little segment that we fondly refer to as the inventory. The inventory is kind of the moment that we take to collect ourselves, get our ducks in a row, so to speak, and talk about what we've been playing recently, as people. So, Mr. Trav, why don't you go ahead, let me know what you've been getting into lately in your gaming world.
So I actually just went back and I revisited Night Terrors.
Yes.
I loved that game. It was a lot of fun, and I wanted to share that with everyone out there on our YouTube channel and on our Twitch, which is /Preach Network. Be sure to go follow us, subscribe, rate it, do whatever you have to, watch it. It's a great playthrough. It's a lot of fun. I was also playing the final station from our friends over at Tiny Build. They hooked us up with an early release, so I was streaming a little bit of that as well. Good fun, that game. It's interesting. We're going to do a full review of it a little later on, though. So,
awesome, man.
What about you? What have you been playing?
I gotta say, you've really been doing all types of awesome work, filming all types of videos, streaming. Like, you're taking it to the next level. I hope the people
try it, man.
I hope the people appreciate it. Yeah, definitely. If you haven't had a chance to check out any of Mr. Trav's content, by all means, go over to preach.us so you can check that out. He's got a lot of stuff on there, so give him some love. I jumped back into a little bit of Judge recently. You remember that game? Speaking of games that we've recently been going down memory lane, as I was getting ready for this week's review, I was like, you know what, let me see what's in here in the catalog. And I love that game because there's a little bit of customization to it. It's not just your regular top-down shooter, and it's fair, because I'm not that coordinated. I'm not the best at that type of stuff. I just want to have a good time. I don't need to rack up the highest score, I just want to put a smile on my face, and that game definitely does it. Love like all their releases. They always do a great job. But with that being said, that's about all I had time for this week. I've been busy, man. Life gets in the way.
Yeah.
Life finds a way.
Doesn't it?
Not always in the best way either, I gotta say. Ooh. And those tunes right there let us know that it is time for the Potent Power-Ups segment, our news segment, if you will, where we like to kind of talk about all things that are new in the world of Switch. And we have, I think we got 3 really, really quality ones here. And the first one that everyone seems to be super excited about is the fact that Doom got an update and it supports motion controls. Now, I'm not a big person, I'm not big on, I'm not physically big, I'm only about 5'8", I'm a little guy, but I'm not big on motion controls that much on the Switch. A lot of people swear by it for like Splatoon, but for me, I feel like there's too much going on there. But the people have really been super excited about the fact that there are motion controls for Doom now. How about you, Mr. Trav? Do you get into the whole motion controls thing?
Not at all. I'm not a fan of motion controls. I do not enjoy it. It throws me off. I always love to do just the sticks. The hardest part of Zelda is that part where you have to do the motion controls to move the ball around.
Yeah.
It's just not fun for me. That's why I didn't get into a Wii or a Wii U. But I am willing to do it more with the Switch just because the Joy-Cons kind of feel better. But with Doom, I'm not that into the idea. I'm sure for some people it's going to be amazing if somehow effect, but not necessary.
Yeah, I never really got too like the look controls were super weird too. Like I can't handle that. Like I just want to play with the sticks. But for all you out there who are getting a chance to play Doom with the motion controls, let us know what you think of the game, because I've played it on PlayStation, but I haven't played it yet over on Switch, and I keep going back and forth whether I want to buy it again, but I'm like, I don't know, too many games out there to be buying like the same game twice. Speaking of buying games, Serial Cleaner, we actually reviewed that a few episodes back. It's actually 50% off this week, so you can pick it up for half of its regular price. And in case you didn't get a chance to go check out that episode where we reviewed Serial Cleaner, basically you are a crime scene for hire cleanup crew. The mob basically sends you contracts to go out to all these different crime scenes and to like clean up like the mess, and you have to avoid being detected by the police. Super like kind of like grim, but the game itself is a lot of fun. So if you want to go back, play a game that we talked about on a previous episode and be able to pick it up for a good price, I would recommend that you go check out Serial Cleaner. And then lastly,
at that price, it's like a no-brainer.
Dude,
get it.
Right? Of course. And then lastly, Payday 2 came out this week, and people are pissed.
Yeah, I heard, man.
So the idea is that they're saying the reason why they're so angry is that the version of Payday 2 that has come out is like 40 like revisions behind the other one. So people are complaining that because it's so far behind, they're missing out on all types of extra heists. They're missing out on like other levels, weapons, add-ons, things like that. And on top of it, people are also angry about the price, because the Steam Ultimate Edition of Payday 2 is $45, but the Switch version, is more expensive, and you're getting much less. It's $50, maybe $5 more, but you're getting less content. You're getting an update, like an outdated game. I think I remember, if I'm not mistaken, that back in the day, Mr. Trav, you were kind of excited about Payday 2.
No, not at all. Not me. Not one bit.
Well then, never mind. But
not even close.
Let's try it again. Have you played Payday 2?
I think I tried it a little bit. It might have been a free game on PS3.
Yeah,
at some point.
I think maybe the original Payday. It might have been.
Payday
free.
Heist. Is that a different one?
No. They're all heists. You're like breaking into banks and stuff and stealing things. I thought the game is pretty neat, but like you have to have a group of people to play it with that are like way into it, and I think it would be a lot of fun. I mean, I could see being angry about paying more money for a more outdated game, because what's going to happen is they're just going to release like DLC for this eventually,
yeah, it seems really unfair that they would give you such an outdated game. Yeah, not cool on their part. Who's that? Ubisoft?
Is it Ubisoft or is it EA?
Is it EA? It makes sense out of EA.
It's one of the two. But really, it's kind of impressive, because there hasn't been too many like ports that have been like poorly received on Switch. I think that that NBA 2K18 game, some people have said wasn't so great, and the WWE game really got like slammed. But
was it no good on Switch?
People were saying it had like frame rate issues and just wasn't up to par.
I know that games are pretty synonymous with fun glitches and game physics problems, so I don't know if it's the worst thing, but I know you want to have a working game.
Yeah, you definitely want to at least be able to play it. And speaking of playing games that work and that have DLC, I misspoke earlier. There was one very important update. I think you'd like to go ahead and fill us in on that, if you'd be so kind, sir.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you are as big a fan as I am of Super Mario Odyssey, there is more reason to go back and play. They just released for free an update that will let you play the Luigi's balloon hiding stuff. I believe that is the official name of it. It's Luigi's Balloon Hunt, specifically. And what you do is it's basically hide and seek, where you, at one point, can play as the hider, and you run around and you have to hide balloons throughout just the different levels in Mario Odyssey. And then there's another option where you can play as the Seeker, and you have to find and pop the balloons, and you earn points based on how long your balloons are up, and if you were able to get a balloon that's been out longer. So I think that's super awesome. One of the things I love the most about that game is that you can kind of just jump around and just sort of enjoy running throughout these unique, fun, kitsch worlds. and
Right.
because I got most of those outfits. Like I burned through that, so I'm probably gonna wind up streaming some of the balloon hunting wars later on.
Awesome, dude. I mean, anytime they're gonna give you that stuff for free, I mean, that's even better. And
Right, like it's a full new game mode.
yeah, like people would obviously pay for that, but the fact that they're giving it out for free, good stuff. Good stuff from Nintendo.
Good on you,
It's
Nintendo.
nice to see they're taking care of you, because they don't have to. They could be super mean.
No.
Not the case. Not the case. They're awesome. Speaking of people who are awesome, we're going to go ahead and go into our next segment right here. We're going to go ahead and press continue. Press continue is a segment where we like to talk about some of the new releases, and we're going to go ahead and jump right on into it because there are a ton of new releases here in the good old-fashioned eShop. Let's go ahead and take a peek at let's start with Typo Man because it's got an interesting little artwork. It also has a really interesting price. Typo Man is $10.39 on the eShop. Slip into the role of an unusual hero and find the last letter to restore hope in a merciless world. Typo Man is a puzzle platformer which takes you on a journey to explore the power of words and the everlasting battle between good and evil. This looks like a side-scrolling game, and sure enough, like words like pop up on the screen, and it looks like a little bit of a platformer. You might have to connect some of the letters. Okay, so in this one picture right here, your character is about to grab onto the letter D, and you're gonna swing like on this like D that's suspended in the air, and you're gonna crash into the word rain and form drain, and there's a giant puddle under you, so I'm guessing when you crash into it and make that new word, the puddle drains. It's kind of interesting. Sounds neat. $10.39. I think I'd check that out. And that is Typo Man on the eShop.
Dude, absolutely. New game that just came out on the 21st is Layers of Fear Legacy. It is $19.99, and you get 20 points when you buy it digitally on the eShop. The masterpiece of fear. Layers of Fear Legacy is a psychological and psychedelic horror game about a madness-engulfed painter striving to create his magnum opus. This looks like Myst, but if Myst was set in Resident Evil. Like, this game looks insane. Like, it looks like the shadows are playing off of you. Like, you walk up to a pile of trash, but because the light is on it, it looks like a bear. Lots of weird colors because you're a painter. It looks like you're set in, like, a Victorian-style mansion. This is the kind of game I would definitely pick up, stream with my friends. I think the Switch needs a lot more games like this. So it's great to see a awesome sort of standalone horror game come out.
Love it, man. Yeah, I think this game looks super cool. What is it? It's $20, you said?
$20.
Yeah, I think it's cheaper on PS4 because it's been out for like a little while. But I think it looks great. I'm hoping that we get to feature that on an upcoming episode because I think it looks like a lot of fun. Another game that looks super interesting and possibly a lot of fun, but super weird, is Superola and the Lost Burgers. This game is $5.99. It is laid out like you were playing Super Mario World. In fact, the level select looks like it is straight up ripped off of Super Mario World, but instead of playing as Mario, you are trying to guide a burger-loving llama in its quest to defeat the hot dog aliens and recover the stolen hamburgers before they get cold. So, yeah, if you want to play essentially Super Mario World with a llama going after hamburgers, then this is probably the game for you. It looks, like I said, the levels look like that. Looks like there's mini games built in here. This game looks like really weird. But for $5.99, I might dip my toes in that water. Superola and the Lost Burgers, $5.99.
Awesome.
Yeah, man.
$4.99 now. On the Nintendo eShop is going to be Space Cats with Lasers. It is
I'm looking at this right now.
The evil space rats locked you up in their space arena, and your only hope is to fight as many waves as possible. This is Space Cats with Lasers. It looks like a shmup. Is that what they're called? Shmups?
Yeah, like shoot 'em up. Yeah. You seeing these screenshots?
Yeah. I am. It looks insane. It looks like a dog is on some sort of giant spaceship and shooting at you. Oh my god, this cat has a top hat, a mustache, and a monocle. I think I need to get this game.
You see the balls of yarn?
$5.
You see the balls of yarn that are floating around?
Yes. Yes. Oh my God. This is an amazing looking game. I don't know if we got this. I don't think we got this, but I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, we're definitely.
It is Space Cats with lasers.
Yeah, definitely got to take a peek at that. On the opposite end of the spectrum is going to be Radiation Island. It is a survival adventure game in a huge open world environment. It is $9.99. It looks like you are going around a tropical island, and while you are exploring and trying to survive, you have to deal with what looks like zombies. There's giant bears attacking you. It just seems like you're trying to do... Yeah, I'm actually right. Zombies. Okay, so you just basically have to like hunt these animals, fish, gather fruit to overcome hunger, and you have to try to prevail in this like world of craziness. I think that's awesome. It says you have to be like wary of night and face the dangers of darkness and cold. I think that's really cool. Yeah, definitely check this out. Radiation Island. It's $9.99.
Awesome. We're going back a ways to a very classic character. It's Pac-Man Championship Edition 2 Plus. It is $19.99, and you get 20 points when you buy it digitally on the eShop. The ultimate Pac-Man experience now on the Nintendo Switch. It's Pac-Man. You get 2 modes. You get Pac-Man Championship Edition 2, and you also get the all-new 2-player co-op mode available exclusively for the Nintendo Switch. You get Ghost Train Boost, evade 4 unique types of ghost trains that power up through the game based on their ghostly characteristics. Evolved Pack, gameplay evolves into 3D, yet maintains the classic maze. So it becomes a little bit like Geometry Wars, but with a maze. It looks insane to me, just the graphics. Like, if you're a raver, I'm sure you would love to just stare at Pac-Man Championship Edition 2 Plus. But $20 for Pac-Man, I gotta say no to that. I'm sorry. Yeah. I gotta say no.
I'm with you, dude. I really like Pac-Man. Like, I think Pac-Man's a lot of fun. I know it's simple, but I just like it. It's great to just, plop down and like play it. But that's the thing. Anytime Namco ever comes out with one of these collections, they always want like just too much money.
Mm-hmm.
But that being said, I'd play it, but not for that price point. I would say that they are insane in the Membrane, which is actually the name of the next game that we're going to be talking about. It's $9.99 in the eShop. Get you 10 whole golden coins that you should be able to redeem soon. I think it's like next month. I think it's March.
Yeah, really soon we're going to be able to start cashing in the coin.
Yo, I can't wait. We're going to do a whole episode just where we talk about what we're spending our coins on.
Yes.
It says build
backgrounds.
Mm-hmm. It says build, bend, and break your world. Membrane is a creative action puzzle game in which you build, bend, and break the world around you while experimenting to create your own solutions. So it looks like a platformer that you're trying to get from one place to another. One platformer, but you're like manipulating the world around you. I gotta say, the graphics in this look weird. It looks like they're drawn with like colored pencil by like some like students. I don't really know how else to say it. It looks like something that you would draw when you were in elementary school. But super colorful. The gameplay itself might be a lot of fun. You cannot necessarily judge a game by its graphics, but it is $9.99, a little on the pricier side for what it appears to be. But if you played Membrane and we're missing out, please let us know over on @SwitchItUpShow on Twitter. I would like to know.
Another awesome looking game that I feel like is right up our alley. Hollow, $19.99, 20 points. That's those gold coins when you buy it digitally on the eShop. In the Hollow, you are one of the pilots that transports precious resource cargo from the mining ship Shakhtar 1 down to Earth. One day you wake up in an emergency capsule drifting near the facility. You don't remember who you are or how you got there. All you can remember is an autopilot docking code for capsule dock NR6. So it then says the worst evil is the one that knows us better than we know ourselves. The worst nightmare is the one born in our past, emotions, fears, and pain. Good God. I'm looking at the screenshots for it, and it says Hollow, underlined a bunch on some piece of paper. It says rules. 1, time matters. 2, avoid illusions. 3, don't kill people. 4, obey my words. P.S. Turn on marked terminal. This game looks kind of like Alien Isolation.
Whoa.
Meets Dead Space. So I would be totally into it. It looks very creepy. I know that I had a super hard time playing Alien Isolation.
Dude, it was that game is, oh man, like I really wanted to finish that game, but the problem, like, and I love Alien, but like we talk about it like all the time because it's so intense. Like you just spend the whole game like on the edge of your seat, like the tension is racketed up to like 10, and it becomes too stressful.
It really does, man. Like there was at one point gameplay footage of us doing Slender Man, and it's hard. It's really hard to do that. I remember hanging out with you in your basement at like 1 a.m. trying to play Alien Isolation, and neither of us could get it done.
You know why? Because at least in Slender Man, like, you know, you're playing it and you're on edge, and then something happens. Like he jumps up, and like you're like, oh, okay. Like it can just be done. But with Alien Isolation, like you could be playing that game for like 45 minutes, and like it's just a constant build up, and like nothing is like scaring you. I mean, you're scared the whole time, but you need someone to just jump out so you can finally be like, okay, you know, like you never feel safe.
So atmospheric, so creepy, so hard.
Yeah, it's really just a testament to like how good like it is, I guess, in a way, but it's so effective at what it does.
Yeah,
but it's too effective. It's too much.
So this one, I would definitely check this out.
Yeah, man, that looks good. I really like Dead Space too. That I would love if they just copied that game and put it on Switch. I'd play it again.
Yeah, that's something you'd invest in again. Dead Space.
I love Dead Space 1 and 2, and I don't know if I've played 3, but I really like.
First one was great. First one was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a fun game. And to take like aliens in space and like horror, something that's been done like a few times, but like make it new, like I thought it was good. But speaking of things that maybe I don't think are so great, it is time for another Neo Geo Arcade Archives classic. For $7.99, you can get Heroic Episode, in which you are a young soldier and everything is in your hands. Save your people from this crisis. Heroic Episode is a shooting game released by RIEM in 1986. It's got that super old school like arcade graphics. Looks like it's a top-down shooter. Kind of like shoot 'em up, but then also parts of it look a little bit like they might play like Space Invaders. At least a couple screenshots do. It looks interesting if you like shoot 'em up type games, but maybe you want to take a step back into like a more old school version of them, like real old school. You can go back and check this out. It is Heroic Episode, and as always, it is $7.99 because all of these releases are $7.99.
Not this one. It's Dragon Sinker, Descendants of Legend. It is $12.99 on the Nintendo eShop, and you get 20 points when you buy it digitally. Join forces with elves and dwarves and slay the evil dragon Wyrmrarg in a retro-style fantasy RPG. This game looks like Final Fantasy from the Nintendo. Like if you played the original Nintendo Zelda, but it was a Final Fantasy game. I would be totally into it. You know I love my RPGs. I'm a big fan of them, and to just get a nice classic, real solidly classic looking RPG, I would definitely give it a shot. Currently $12.99 might be a little pricey for me because I got a lot of other things to play, but I would definitely check it out. It's Dragon Sinker.
I saw that one. It had a little bit of a hard time loading. That was going to be the one I was going to read, but a little technical difficulties here. But, you know, it's worth it because I get to talk about this game. And I'm telling you, this thing looks like it's like the game of the year, and that is Ace of Seafood. This thing looks absolutely like it's straight up insanity. First of all, it looks like something that would be on like Dreamcast, because the idea of this is just like completely absurd. In the seas of the distant future, humans have all but disappeared. Now fish and crustaceans fight great wars, shooting deadly rays of light at each other. Like I am so happy. The screenshots of this look like I'm guessing you're playing as a fish or a whale or something with sonar, because you have a sonar like radar up there, and you're just going through the ocean shooting like lasers at, let's see, there's mackerel, bluefin tuna, and like as they come up on the screen, like you have a computerized layout that like targets them and like identifies them as enemies, and you have to take them down. Like it looks insane, man. I cannot wait to play this game. If we don't, like, I really hope to feature this on an upcoming episode. And I mean, if for some reason we can't acquire a copy of it to review, I'm just gonna buy it, and it's gonna be in the.
Dude, it sounds absolutely amazing.
You need the Ace of Seafood. This is $11.99. This game could be $30, and I would pay for it.
Pay for it right now.
It looks.
Where's the physical copy? I need someone to sign it.
It looks great. I wanna talk to the person who put this together. Fight fish, crabs, squid, sharks, seals, even warships. Open world level design lets you freely explore the area, taking control of a wide variety of life forms. As you win more battles, you will gain more access to unique and powerful life forms. So I guess you're just going through the ocean, possessing these different sea creatures and like turning them against each other. I don't even know what's going on. Yeah, you got
Planet Earth the game.
Ace of Seafood, $11.99.
Dude. And the final game we have this week, ladies and gentlemen, it's ACA Neo Geo Magical Drop 3, because it wouldn't be an episode of the Switch It Up show if we didn't have at least 2 Neo Geo classic arcade games. Magical warriors have gathered. There's even more fun now with 3 modes of play. This is a puzzle game that was originally released in 1997. It looks a lot like Bubble Bobble, if y'all remember Bubble Bobble, or Snood. I love stupid puzzle games like this. Like, I would definitely play it, but it's $8, and I have like 5 of these games for free on my phone already. Make it all part of a pack, Neo Geo, like we've been saying forever since we started this show. I don't think there's been an episode where there hasn't been a Neo Geo classic.
Every single week there's just another one and another one and another one, and it's getting crazy. Ooh, speaking of things that are crazy, sir, when that music hits, you know it is time for the Let's Play, where we'd like to just go ahead and review the games that we were fortunate enough to be able to get our hands on. And we have 2 releases to discuss this week. As always, Mr. Trav took one, I took one myself, and we're going to go ahead and recap them for you right now. I'm going to go ahead and start it off, if you don't mind, sir. Is that okay?
Oh, absolutely. Go for it, brother.
Wonderful. So the game that I grabbed some time with this week is going to be called Millie, Millie. Now, if you're having a hard time finding it, please make sure that you spell it correctly, because anytime we do one of the reviews on this game, I like to go through and read the entire synopsis of the game to you as it appears in the eShop, as opposed to the ones that we kind of just like skim through as we're reading them to you in our new releases segment. Continue. Thank you. But if you spell this wrong, you will not find it. Millie. If you spell it Mille, it won't be there. So please, if you're interested in it, make sure that you pay attention to the spelling. Check the show notes for it, because it'll be in there as well. A joyful, casual puzzle game that will tease both your wits and your memory. You've always dreamt of flying, roaming the high clouds free from all worries, just gliding through the air like a bird. Unfortunately, you were born as a millipede, and your best chance of launching to the sky is probably in some crow's mouth. Or is it? Rumor has it that the local aviation school is accepting new recruits for a pilot course. Seeing an opportunity to make your dreams come true, you seize the moment and embark on a journey of your life. Your path is full of dangers, mazes, and obstructions, but the end goal is more than worth it. So rise onto your feet, all 100 of them, and get going. Control a millipede roaming throughout over 90 diverse levels. Solve the elaborate mazes laying in your way. Gather and use your multitude of power-ups that will help you with your struggles. Enjoy 3 types of immersing mini-games. Grow bigger, and remember, try not to eat your tail. So this game is more or less a modern take on like the arcade classic Centipede, or Snake, as we all used to play on our cell phones, where you're going around trying to collect all these like little like orbs that are around the levels. Each level is a different type of maze, all in varying size, shape, and construction. You will visit a variety of landscapes, so not every level looks fresh. The graphics are super nice. The controls on it are a little weird. I feel like there's a little bit of lag. You can use either the stick or the directional buttons in order to tell your millipede to go up, down, left, right, whichever direction. But I felt like once I was pressing it, like you really kind of have to press it. And I felt like, to me anyway, I felt like I had to hold it for a minute to get it to go. I tried to use the directional buttons, but I didn't notice it was much better. I just feel like there's a little bit of a delay there. It doesn't ruin it or anything. It's just something that you have to be aware of, especially as your tail gets super long and you're going throughout the levels. You're trying to work on the timing because you want it to be, you can't bounce off the wall and go backwards. So you need to make sure that once you're about to go left, that when you hit the button, you're actually going left at that time. So if you're too early or too late, it's all over. But the cool thing is, instead of it being all over, they actually give you a bunch of different power-ups that you can have. One of them is like a pair of scissors, where basically you cut off part of the millipede itself. So if you're getting a little bit too long and you're having a hard time traversing the level, you can use the scissors, cut yourself down to size a little bit, go and collect all the other pieces and finish the level. There's another one that is like a police siren. And normally in the beginning level, you can go anywhere you want. But as you start to play more and more, there's some like one-way areas that you can only go down, which kind of add like a different dimension, because in Snake and other games like that, you can go all over the place. It doesn't really matter. But in this, there's some paths that you definitely have to follow rules for. But if you use the police siren, it's almost like, like you're like a policeman and your siren is on. You can go any direction you want to. And it actually lasts a surprising amount of time. But the one I kind of like the most is like a stopwatch. And these power-ups are scattered throughout all the different levels. But the stopwatch will let you, once you make a mistake, the stopwatch will come up. And you can actually choose to use the stopwatch, and it will wind you back like approximately couple seconds before you like screwed up, and you'll be
Prince
able
of
to
Persia mechanic.
Yeah, it's really cool, and you'll be able to kind of like still continue on with the momentum that you had, and hopefully be able to finish the level. I thought this game is fun. I didn't think it was impossible. I like the difficulty for it. I would normally not play a game like this because some of these arcade games just don't really appeal to me. I don't know why. It's just that type of thing where it's the same thing over and over and over again. But the nice thing about Millie is that there's enough variety to it with the level design and like all the different, like, okay, you can go down this way, but you can't go down this way. And I thought the power-ups were really cool because it kind of just gave me like a little bit of a crutch to lean on. So I personally had a lot of fun with this. I think it's just a fun game. And like, I feel like a younger person could play this. Like, this could be a game that like a little kid gets like really good at. But even as, adult gentlemen, I still had a good time with Millie. So I like it. And the price point is like, it's like right there, man. It's $4.99. I think that this price is like a steal for this game. I would give this game, I'm going to say like a solid 4. I really had a good time with it. Normally I wouldn't like it so much, but I liked it. There's enough variety in here to keep me coming back to it. And I know that, whenever I have a few minutes, I'm going to pick this game up and play it again.
That's high praise, man. That's high praise. The game I reviewed this week was Black Hole. It is $5.99, and you earn 10 gold points. You earn the 10 digital purchase when you buy it on the eShop. An action-packed space shooter. Black Hole is an arcade-style twin-stick shooter in space. Choose your ship and embark on a dangerous and action-packed flight through multiple black holes. Shoot everything you can see, and collect everything you can find. Features 40 levels spread over 4 worlds, 3 upgradable ships, HD rumble, full support for touch controls, also motion controls and IR controls for fun, speedrun mode and leaderboards, and color blind mode. It is by our good friends over at Doof Games. Black Hole it plays a lot like Geometry Wars, if anybody was hip to Geometry Wars back in the day. There is variety amongst the levels, which I found refreshing and neat. It was initially a little bit difficult to get a grasp on, just because the way the black hole is constantly swirling behind you, it can be a little disorienting, but they do give you an option to turn that off to make it stop in case you're like motion sickness. It's fun. There is definite variety amongst the ships. In games like this, I always find it annoying when you can't tell that your upgrades are actually doing anything. But in this game, you really do feel the upgrades. there is a little bit of an odd pattern for the difficulty. I feel like around level 5, it just all of a sudden gets super hard, and then it's really easy again. I've been trying to put up a playthrough video of it because I really do enjoy the game, and graphically it's a lot of fun. So I want to get the playthrough up, but for some reason, every time I try to cut a video of it, it can't handle it. So I'm working on that for you, everybody. But the game, it falls short, I want to say, in that there isn't much musical variety. I wish the music was a little more varied amongst the levels. The worlds, so there's 4 worlds, as they said, 40 levels. It's 10 levels each till you get to your boss. The boss fights are interesting, but not too difficult. Like I said, just every now and then the levels get kind of unbalanced. I did enjoy playing it, though. It kept me coming back. I played through it all weekend while I was at Katsucon, so I really dug it. Had a chance to mess around with all the ships, and they're all very different, and their attacks are very different. Their strengths and weaknesses are very different. Again, it's something that in these games is typically hard to find. So because of all that, I want to give the game a 4. If there was more variety in the enemies, more variety in the music, and if there was, a little bit more attention to the difficulty fluxes, I'm sure an update to this game would make it great. It would definitely boost it up to like a 5 on this kind of game. But right now, got to give it a 4.
Hey man, you know what? Despite those things, that's still that's a solid score.
Because these games are the thing I always say, and it's part of my segment, Basic Boy Gaming, is that I love these basic games, and this is a very basic game where you just fly around and you shoot, and they do it very well, and it's fun and it's engaging, and the biggest aspects of it are always like, I just need to keep like grinding through, just keep earning some money so that way I can upgrade my ships. And because they do those upgrades really, really well, it kept me coming back to it, and graphically I was all in. So because of that, it's like you can't really go that bad at it unless it's those couple things that I mentioned there. So yeah, 4 for Black Hole.
4s all around, sir. I think that's a good week here on the Switch It Up show. You got anything good you're gonna be playing this week over on the YouTubes?
This week on the YouTubes, I'm probably gonna be playing more of the Final Station, just because that game has kind of got me. I'm enjoying the little story that they're giving you. What about you? You playing anything?
Oh, well, I have a little bit of work to attend to tomorrow at the wonderful Combat Zone Wrestling. So we're going to be out a little bit late that evening. But I'm going to see if I can't get myself involved in some of the... I got to check out that fish game, man. I got to check it out.
Dude, that's the game.
That's going to be the one thing I get my hands on right away. But ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for tuning into yet another episode of the Switch It Up show. And remember, if things ever get boring, you can always switch it up.